Now, pick up the camera, and now we gotta change spots. So I'm creating more of a dynamic style of shooting, offering more shots. Now it's important to see that I've lined up the shot with where I want to come in at. So now I'm gonna run back and walk back towards this way. Now, you don't look at the camera, you just look around and then walk out of frame. We're setting up the shot. So I want this shot to be where you kind of see me walking in the background of it. Here's something to keep in mind as well. There's actually a building behind the frame that I don't want people to see. Exhibit A, there's the building right there. To give the illusion that there's nothing here and I'm completely far out away from everybody, I'm gonna bring the camera over here and again, place it someplace what I control that's in the background and in the shot. So in this type of situation, we're gonna angle the camera a different way so you get more of the feet walking than you do anything else. The biggest thing that you're constantly doing when you're filming by yourself is having to set up your next shot. You're constantly looking at where the light's coming from. So my light source now is shining back this way. And if I didn't have an ND filter, I would have to continue to film in a low light scenario because it's gonna get too bright and the sun is gonna overthrow myself in the background. You're not really gonna be able to see it, which is why you need ND filters. I'm going to give it another different angle of me passing by from the opposite side. Now I've got it lined up where I'm gonna walk by. So like right here, I'll use my hand as a test. There we go, see how I brought it in frame? It's gonna concentrate on me walking in front of the frame. I've decided that I want the end of this sequence of shots to be right there at the corner. I'm gonna walk up to the frame and start talking right there. So now I'm gonna shoot the last portion of me walking. This is the B-roll side of things where you're showing multiple different dynamic sequence shots leading up and out of the intro of the video. So now let's go ahead and finish up the shot, walking into me now gonna talk to the camera and introduce myself to the beginning of this video. Now I'll turn around, come get the camera. Now we'll just do some walking up shots of us, kind of panning around, showing kind of where we're at, making it, oh, it's mysterious. Man, it's so far away from civilization. Now we're here at the corner, and we're gonna get set up for the talking portion of the intro to this video. So now I'm gonna go place the camera in front of me, walk up to it, and then I'm gonna do my intro for the video. I'm gonna make a marker on the ground, probably like right here, where I want to keep my head just out of frame. So actually on the camera, there's about that much room between my head and the top of the frame. So I know that's my marker. So now I'm going to use my foot and make a mark on the ground that you don't see, but I do. So walking up, I know that I need to stop there and I have plenty of room between me and the camera to begin the talking portion. Good morning, friends. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Josh. If you are into outdoors, camping, hunting, fishing type content, consider subscribing. This video has been highly requested, and that is how do you self-film, how do you do it efficiently, and how do you do it very minimally? Good morning, friends. If you're new here, my name is Josh. If you are into hunting, outdoors, camping, fishing type videos, consider subscribing. Today's video that is highly requested: how to film yourself hunting, fishing, or any type of outdoors video. If that's something that you're interested, make sure that you like, share, comment on this. Let's get started. Now, in making your video, you need to have 3 major components in every single video that you make. So you need to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. How you tell that story is gonna be on you. You need to make your delivery in that order. The storyline today is how you make the video. We're gonna be going and finding, there's an abandoned John Deere like dump truck out here. Dude, check this out. I mean, is that not crazy? Just sitting back here. How this thing even got there, I don't even know. And we're going to find it. The middle is going to be us leading up to the way, talking about how we make a YouTube video, us now revealing the end of finding the abandoned John Deere dump truck, if it's even here. That should give you enough information to create whatever storyline you want, the ultimate delivery and ending in the video. If I remember correctly, I'm actually like really close to where it's at. Now here's a tip, a unique type of shot. Why is this not going down now? You're always on the hunt for cool, different type of unique shots. Now I gotta build this shot up and see how it's a little dark here. And we're gonna have to make an adjustment on the ND filter so that you see me better. And make sure we're in frame, and then boom, do this shot. Now, dynamic range is super important in any video in its delivery and being effective and successful. Dynamic means you need to have your camera set up so that you're giving multiple angles in the video, the viewer to feel like they're experiencing, they're exploring with you, they're fishing with you, they're hunting with you. You want them to feel like they're there. In that process of having the viewer feel like they're there, it's gonna take some time, usually about 100 videos in YouTube specifically, before YouTube starts identifying what your channel is about, what your videos are about. So don't get discouraged that like, hey man, I'm getting like 5 views, like 100 views, 4,000 views. What's important here is that you were successful in making that video, the delivery of that video, doing all the back end work to put that video out. The problem I see with a lot of these videos that are out on how to self-film is they overcomplicate stuff. They tell you to get a bunch of useless gear that you ultimately don't need. You as the creator are gonna have to figure out what story you're trying to tell. And in telling that story, focusing on a niche. What's a niche? A niche is like how I'm filming outdoors content. Outdoors is the niche. Remember, this video is about finding the John Deere abandoned truck. But if I remember, and I'm recreating my own steps, I remember standing in this particular shot and doing this, panning out, and then walking back like this way, and that truck was like in some bush. Any of these tips that I'm giving you can literally be used in any type of niche. It doesn't even have to be an outdoor type video. You can use the same practicality of what I'm telling you and apply that to other niches and other styles of filming. But the thing that's going to change is each situation and what type of story you're telling is going to change as to what gear may be required for that particular style of filming, right? Like I have gimbals. A gimbal is a handheld thing. You'll see it later as I go through some of my gear and show you guys gear that I use or have purchased that I don't use. And to be honest, some of the gear I'm going to show you later on in this video, probably 98% of it I don't use anymore. And that includes like my drone, gimbals. It's another piece of gear that I'm having to carry out here alone. I'm carrying very minimal gear because if I'm going to hunt coyotes or something like that, I have a lot of gear plus a pew-pew. I don't want a bunch of crap that I have to hold and maintain the entire time. What is really easy for me is this camera, the tripod, really nice mic. If you notice, I don't include music in my videos anymore, and that's because I want my viewers that watch my video to experience literally what I'm experiencing. If you're going hunting with me and you're watching, you're gonna take the time to watch my video, whether I'm hunting, camping, or fishing. I want you to feel like you're there in that moment. You're gonna hear the sights, you're gonna see them with me, and you're gonna feel suspense leading up to whatever's gonna happen. We're either gonna be successful or we're gonna fail. Each type of situation that you're filming is going to bring a different perspective into what kind of gear you need to choose for that particular video. I would say 90% of my videos I need my camera, tripod, the mic, and the ND filter, and that's it. But if I'm going out and I'm gonna film for a kayak video, now I'm not going to use this camera. The equipment's too expensive to use on a kayak, so now I'm gonna switch to my GoPro Hero 12s with the wireless mic system, and then I have specific camera mounts that go on my kayak. When you're filming these hunts, think about, okay, am I elk hunting? Am I gonna go up in a tree? Am I gonna be on a boat somehow? Am I going to be fishing? Am I gonna be using a pew-pew? You're gonna need to think about all these different variables and maybe what type of mount you're going to need if you're using a cell phone, a camera, or a GoPro. They make mounts for pew-pews. They make mounts for rails on side-by-sides, cars, anything like that. Think about all those different types of things that you might need for the future. I started YouTube with an iPhone 8 Plus. I've upgraded to using a Canon camera, a Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, a really nice Sigma Prime lens, and a Peter McKinnon version 2 ND filter. Now, if you don't have the money to upgrade to something like one of those expensive wireless mic systems, that's okay, man. I started with a very cheap, like $20 or $30 mic for my iPhone, and it had like an adapter that it plugged into the iPhone, and then it plugged into the mic. You don't have to have the best gear. You just have to have a very good way of storytelling and delivery to captivate the audience enough where they want to follow you. I know people that are very successful on several platforms that use nothing but a cell phone, someone that uses nothing but GoPro, and somebody that uses nothing but a camera. You, as the creator, need to find whatever is going to be within your budget and going to be realistically the easiest for you to manage. As you're gonna have to do now a lot of different things on the back end. So let's start talking about that. Now you're gonna have to get some software, whether that's Premiere Pro. I use LumaFusion for my iPad Pro. Okay, we're getting close because now I remember where we're at. Just beyond the bushes right here, we're gonna get the answer whether that John Deere dump truck is still here or not. With any video, you're gonna need to film what's called B-roll. And you're gonna need to get a bunch of different shots of different angles, sights, or sounds to help tell the story. What is the takeoff here? And that is, yes, there's a whole bunch of videos on how to self-film. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it as minimalist as you possibly can. Have realistic goals for yourself. Learning to tell a story and doing so from beginning, middle to end. Now I'm gonna show you guys some of the gear that I use. Some of the gear that I think is really important that I think that you should have is you need to always tell somebody where you're at. Go someplace where it's not super far away from like help. In the event that something happens, I can get help. Now, if you're super far away and you're out like miles on in, you need to have something like this. This is a personal locator beacon. You can either have a PLB like this, a Garmin, anything like that. That is in the event that something drastic happens, you fall, you break your leg, you get bit by a rattlesnake, something like that. You use this PLB or the Garmin, the entire cavalry is coming. Somebody is coming to save you. And a lot of the reason a lot of these hikers and or people have either passed away or go missing is because they don't have something like this. You need to have that. Number two, you need to always have plenty of food and water and always be prepared for the unthinkable. If you go out and you planned on just doing a quick hunt, something drastic happens, an emergency happens, and it turns into a 2-day event, you need to be prepared for that to survive. You have situational awareness. And I don't take this very lightly when filming outdoors type of content, fishing or hunting. Something can go seriously wrong. One time I was going out and my truck got completely stuck in sand. I dropped tire pressure and I could not get out. Thankfully, I had my cell phone and I called my buddy Anderson Overland and he was able to get me out. If I didn't have a phone or something like that, I was miles away from anybody to help me. And it was late at night. And when I did call like my AAA roadside service, they couldn't come get me because I was off of a dirt road. Always tell people where you're at. So let's go over some of the gear now. So right here, we got the Weeble S. This is a camera gimbal, PLB, personal locator beacon. You've seen that. GoPro hat. This is a gimbal for an iPhone. I don't think I've used anything in that bag in probably 3 years. Right here we got the Joby tripod attached with the camera top. So this top, it just widens up and can move around. This is actually new. I got this specific for my kayaking and hunting stuff now. This goes around your neck. This is just another GoPro mount. Here is the GoPro Hero 12 with the Media Mod kit. This is the remote control for the GoPro Hero 12. This is the wireless mic system I was talking about. This is the Wireless Pro by Rode. That is 2 mics and a receiver. Now you need this Media Mod in order to use something like the Rode Wireless Pro mic set. This is my DJI drone. Dude, I couldn't tell you the last time I used that. And my bino harness. I use this thing anytime I'm going hunting. Kind of gives you an idea, man, of all the gear that like literally you could get lost in. If you guys enjoyed this video or you have any questions, make sure that you leave a comment below. So in wrapping up this video, man, I hope that you guys got some information and you can apply it just by some simple changes of adding some dynamic shot and learning to storytell, putting all those clips together and using a software like LumaFusion or Premiere Pro, doing all the back end of things. You can film whatever type of video you want. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week. We'll see you guys on the next hunt.